Hi there, and welcome to Naturally Recovering Autism. I am your host, Karen Thomas, and I want to thank you so much for being here and being a proactive parent and getting the resources that you need to let your child live their most fulfilling and independent life possible. When my own son was diagnosed with autism, I was told to drug him and try behavioral therapies, and there was nothing else that we could do for him but manage his symptoms the rest of his life. But I didn't want to do that. Fortunately, my background in craniosacral therapy of now 30 years let me know that the brain can and does heal, but I didn't know that much about autism. What I did know is that I didn't want to just mask the symptoms with dangerous drugs. I wanted to find the causes and work with them naturally. And fast forward, it took me a decade and a lot of time and effort, but today my son is no longer diagnosable with autism after being told it could not happen. So I'm here to share with you valuable resources to save you the time and some of the expense that I had to spend to figure it out, and to help you let your child lead to their best results possible. Every child's level of recovery is different, but we know that children who couldn't sleep through the night are sleeping now through the night and happily. Their immune systems are now strong where they were once sick all the time. Children who were nonverbal and their parents were told they could never speak are now speaking. Children who were getting D's and F's in school are getting A's and B's, and those that were so anxious all the time and couldn't sit still and were uncomfortable in their own bodies are now calm and happy and relaxed, and they're leading fulfilling and independent lives with friends. This is what we want for our kids. So I'm here to share the resources with you so that you can get the best results for your child, the best possible. And you can start that right now with my free download of the top 7 foods to eliminate beginning today, of the top foods that are the most inflammatory and toxic that are contributing to those physical and behavioral symptoms of autism that your child is having. They're making his life uncomfortable. So you can get that right now at naturallyrecoveringautism.com/7 foods. And feel free to share that with anybody you know who would be interested. And I will also link to it in today's show notes. There's, of course, a lot more than diet, but this is something you could start doing today that will begin to reduce those symptoms. And I'm happy to share everything I can with you. So right now, let's dive into today's episode. Is this everything that I've probably already done before? How is this any different, this program? What has it done for people? You know, all of these questions. So I think hearing from a member who has actually had great success in the program, and you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
quite a few that, and that
yeah.
Nanti is so
I'm on
wonderful.
now, like it's 3 years, going to 4. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I
yeah,
appreciate you giving back, really, Nanti.
yes,
It's so
yes.
lovely to have you here. Well, let me just be quiet and go ahead and have you share your story. And we'll cover, a few of these questions that I know are on people's minds about, should I join? Is it the same thing? Is it the good value for the money? Like what, all of these things that,
Oh my
people go
God,
through when they're making that decision,
you're
so.
talking about the money? I'll just keep quiet. Go ahead, Karen, because
Well, and how it is different,
this is
right?
so expensive. This is the cheapest that.
I know, and I like exactly, and I'll say inexpensive because this is not cheap. I mean, I give
Yeah,
so much value that for
exactly.
the amount, I try to make it honestly a no-brainer. So I think, okay, if somebody's still on the fence, what is it that they need to learn? And it's really, I think, better to hear it from someone else other than me. Like, just okay, what has your personal experience been? So let's go ahead, Nanti, and have you start from the beginning. Like, tell us your story about, your son was diagnosed at what age, and then, what you did before the program, what age he was when you started the program, how long that you were in it, things like that. Just everything that
Okay,
would be helpful.
okay. So my son was diagnosed at 2.5. And, we started the infant and toddler program at 3. And yeah, but before then, we did all the exams, like, assessments and all that, they confirmed it. So when they confirmed it, I was so lost because I didn't know nothing. I didn't have any friend that child was autistic. And so I really didn't know what to do. I didn't have no, like, the doctors didn't tell me. They're like, you have to do therapy, you have to do therapy. That's what they told me. Just
Right.
therapy,
Me too.
or yeah, or medication, like, the
Hmm.
ADHD, because my son was very hyper.
Mm.
Like, he could not even sit for 5 minutes.
Wow.
He was that, yes. So even the infant and toddler people that were coming home, it was hard for us to let him sit down, for him to focus. So I even have some of the video. Gosh, I wish I would, like, share that one day. But but as the year goes, and the doctors, nobody was, like, helping me. So I was there in online and searching for help and all that. I didn't know about the food, you know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
didn't know about
Yeah,
all
there's a
those
lot to.
things,
I just don't
the
know.
environment, and everything, like the household chemicals we
Mm.
use to clean up our house and all those things. So, but Kaylin did not speak at all. Some kids will speak, then and then they stop speaking. Kellen did not speak at all. So from age, from the day that he was diagnosed, all the way to, I think, 8.
Age
He was
8.
8 years. Yes, he was 8 years. So it's when I started your because he's 13 now. So
Okay.
yeah, we're going to 14. So that will make it up. Yeah. And then he's gonna be 14 on Monday, the
Ah,
22nd.
okay.
Yeah, that's the birthday. So, but anyway, but prior to recovering autism, uh, my son was. I will share this with you guys. One day I was just cleaning up. I was just doing my laundry in the basement, and he was sleeping upstairs. So that day I forgot to put my alarm on in the house, and he just left the house and then went out with his pajama, with no shoes on. He couldn't speak. And
Oh.
so when he went, one of my neighbor, but they didn't know me, they didn't know him. So one of my neighbor got him, and he was crying because he was lost.
Oh.
And my neighbor called the police, and the police, came, and then she explained, the situation. And when the police came, it was 2 police cars, so like 4 police. So one was driving because he can't speak. He couldn't tell them where he's living, right?
Right. That's
So the
terrifying.
police now has to go from door to door
Mm.
to knock
Mhm.
door to door, and yeah, to find me. So it happens to be that, it's like something told me to get out. And I get out, I called him, I said, Kelly, I saw the door open. I'm like, what happened? So I
No.
went there, I went upstairs, he wasn't there. I went outside, and then I saw all these police, they are knocking from different door. And I said, officer, is my child. And then I said,
Oh.
I am so, yeah. I said, he just left the house. I was in the house. It's like, I'm like, I don't know how he didn't hear me downstairs, but so that day, that was even before your program. And then I sat that day and cry and cry,
Mm.
cry. So I said to my God, I said, please bring me anything that will help this child to be better.
Mhm.
So then, and I deep in my research. I have done all kind of, I've done for vision therapy. I've done uh, uh, OT, what's it called? Occupational therapy, speech therapy, ABA. I did all that.
I remember you said before once I talked to you and you were spending just speech therapy
Yeah, I
alone
was
was
spending for,
$95 a week.
like 45. My copay is 45, and sometimes you have to go twice a week,
Right.
$90 a
Right.
week. And then not only for one therapy,
Right.
mind you,
That's just
it's
one.
like couple, yeah. So
Mhm.
I was really broke.
Yeah, I know
So,
it's hard. It's so expensive. We want to do anything we can, but we don't know what else to do. So
yes,
go
yes. So when I started, naturally recovering autism, it took me a month. I read the whole thing because I'm like, I am not stopping. When I start this program, I have to be dedicated. I have to focus. I have to, because I was determined to do this. I said, because some of those things I've done for year, like 1 year, it doesn't work. It gives a little bit, little bit, but the child is still happy. Especially my child has so much problem sleeping nighttime.
Mhm.
You know, he was like wake up at 2 times a night. And I'm like, I have to go to work. Please, 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 please.
Mhm.
What am I gonna do
Right,
for him
because
to
if the
go to
kids
sleep?
don't sleep,
Yeah.
parents don't sleep, and
And then let
it's
me tell you
exhausting.
this one too. One thing prior to the program, and he was having tremendous like headache and headache and headache and headache. And I didn't know that egg was the problem. But before I knew that, they did the, MRI to his skin. They have to put him to sleep. And then these doctors, the neurologists, the allergists, I went to all these doctors. Nobody told me, what about if you try the like egg? He said, oh no, it wasn't the egg because they did the test and he didn't test positive for the egg.
Because they
And
use
then
the wrong tests, they use the inaccurate tests, they don't yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
And then one day I said, okay, let me see. And I was looking for, like, I was deep in my research about the egg and stuff. So I sat him and then let him eat only egg for like, 2 eggs. I boiled it and I gave it to him. And then he ate that and he started complaining about his ears, his nose. And I said, oh my God, since
Mhm.
I stopped that, that was the end of it. He
Mhm.
never had that problem again, headache. Never
Mhm.
complained about the headache again. But
Wow.
anyway, so when I started, the things that I saw, he couldn't even tie his shoes. He couldn't ride his bicycle. But when I started your program, and then after like 3 months, Kalen started riding his bike. Kalen started sleeping better. Kalen started and then I dip it more in your program because you know how you tell the about the food and stuff. So I started really stopping some of the foods like food colorings and stuff. He was eating all those fish. What's it called them? Those
Goldfish,
snacks. Yeah,
crackers,
goldfish.
yeah,
Yes,
and that's
crackers. And then
gluten
I was
and
giving
dairy
him. Yeah, I
and
was giving him
glyphosate.
Lucky Charms and stuff
Like,
like
oh.
that. Yeah, I was like, wow. And then I stopped doing all those.
Mhm.
My house, the laundry, I changed the laundry detergent, the water, and I started taking him to the sauna that you advise. I there's a place there where I would take him. We'll go sit in the sauna a little bit, and then now he loves that. And things just started getting better and better. And he started talking more and more.
Mm.
And last year, he was in special school. Now he's in public school mainstream.
Wow,
He,
so they've transferred him out of,
yeah, he did
wow.
transfer. And
And
then
this is good because you're showing Auntie it takes time, and sometimes,
it
like, it's fantastic that your son started riding a bike, speaking, and sleeping well after 3 months in the program, and I do see it, for in just a few months for many parents, but for those who sometimes it takes longer, they think, "Well, maybe this isn't gonna work," and so the persistence and the consistency is what you're showing, and over
ex-
time, more time
exactly.
makes that much of a difference.
You can cheat. You can cheat. When
Right,
you do,
yeah,
you can cheat. Put the
that's right.
love, put the love on the side. Put the parental love because you are against devils right here. so, so yeah, put the love on the side. Me, I put the love on the side. I'm like, this child has to be because I have so many things I want to do when these kids because my daughter is going to college this fall coming, and then it's gonna be only Kalen for me. And I'm like, he has to be at his perfect health like anybody, any child. I said, so he can live without, nobody telling him what to do or help him whatsoever. I said, I am determined to do this because when he's at 18, I want to be able to do some of the things that I want to do too. You
Right.
know, sometimes you put your life on hold for the kids, and then after they grow up, that's where you still enjoy your life more, even better. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna have a sick child with me. So if this program is the one that I'm gonna do to make him like that, I said I'm gonna be faithful to this program. So that's what I did, and I'm telling you guys, like she said, perseverance and consistency. You
Yeah.
have to do that. You have to declare your house from all these pesticide and toxicity, and the detergent, and even the soap you're using for your child. I use Castile soap. That's I use Castile soap, and it also the school system doesn't make it better. So when they told me like 2 years ago that my child was off of, he no longer has ADHD. I was so happy that day after the meeting. I was dancing. the,
On
the,
just last week because
no, like 2 years, like after a year that I started your program, then he was off of, before that he was taking those medication, the Vivens. He was taking for his hyperactivity.
right,
He was
right.
taking that. So, but we stopped all that. So once I started your program, I stopped all those medications and all those things because it wasn't even making him better.
No,
So
it's
yeah.
masking symptoms,
And
but
then
they
the
can
teacher
also
was
have
like,
negative.
yeah, the teacher was like, oh, he's still he pay attention. I said, listen, you are in special school. If I am going to drug my child for you to teach him, I said, then this is not the good school for you
Right.
because he needs to be the way he is. If you
Hmm.
can teach him without the medication, then you
Hmm.
have a problem. Okay.
Right.
So
They
I
just
stopped.
want to drug them up so they don't have to deal
Yeah,
with it. Yeah,
yeah.
but they don't
And then
realize.
he will cry before he take it. He doesn't like it. He looks like a zombie, you know,
Right.
on this
Yeah, because it can't
medication.
be him, and it's altering
And then
his.
there is a time release. As soon as he's off of this thing, he get out of his. He started being himself. He's more hyper again. So,
But that
so
was a good thing, really. At least he was having energy and not just turning into some zombie that there was nothing there. And then
exactly.
learning that you could do things about it, to help him calm down. So so after you started changing some of the environmental things around your home and foods and then detoxification, of course, and all the things we do there in the program, and it's why I do A to Z. I think that's so important.
Yes.
And so then you started noticing him calming down. And what was different from the things that you had also been doing before? Like why was this different? Because people say, well, how is this different? Like, oh, people are like, I've done a little diet already and I had some. So what's the difference in the program for you that made the difference?
Uh, you know, the natural recovery autism is so detailed that it goes step by step. So you have to follow the steps, and it has so many information in each steps that
Mhm.
if one doesn't work for you, there's another one. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So this is why I said I read it like the whole month because I wanted to know, if I don't have A, I'll go to B. When I don't have B, when B doesn't work, I'll go to C. So, guys, it's so much information she has in this thing. It's insane. I am not just saying. She did not pay me to come here to talk to you guys.
No, I
When
did
she
not.
reached out to me, when she wrote to me, oh, can you come and share your story? I said yes, I want to come.
Because you're
Oh
giving
my
back, because
God,
you
because
uh,
I feel where you are. I understand. I am telling you, my son today, he's not 100%. The only thing I will tell you that he has going on today is his comprehension. But that's going to take a little time. And then
but it's
he's reading.
improved already.
Yeah, he's reading. The hyperactivity is gone because he's back. That's the one that took him to special school, but now he's back to mainstream. That tells you everything. And
Right.
he started last year. He's in 8th grade this year, so he's going to high school next year. I mean, September coming. So that's what to tell you. He's so calm now. He's so aware. He's so polite. Everybody loves him at school. Okay, now he's so sweet. Oh, but before, ooh,
You're getting
every
probably
day I'll
calls
get,
from school that he's in
I'll
trouble.
get email.
He
Kenan
can't.
did this, Kenan did that. They
I
will
remember
call me. I said, please, guy, don't call me. Do not call me. The system want him educated. It's your job. Take care of him there. Please leave me alone. This is your job. Stop calling me from doing my job.
Yeah, well, and I know I remember that too. Like I'd be called into the schoolyard, the school to meet with the teacher, and she's trying to figure out how my son could be calm so she could, like a teacher
Yeah.
concept, you know,
And it
and then
was so bad, Karen. Sometimes they have to, what's it called? The principal school, the elementary, they have to sit him in his office because he will run away. He was running away. Like I said in the thing, like the police came to, knock every door. He would run away and then all that stuff.
that's
So
very
now,
scary too.
yeah. So, but I tell you guys, it has so many information. What you are paying for this thing is nothing compared to what you are paying for your therapies. Okay. So when I started dating, I stopped all those crap. I stopped everything. I stopped the vision therapy. I stopped the occupational therapy. I stopped the speech therapy, the ABA, all that. I stopped it because once the body is cleansed and clean, the brain will absorb things. Even
Exactly.
some of the things like, oh, I don't know how, even like tying his shoes, he couldn't tie that. But as soon as he started getting better, he started tying his own shoes.
Yeah,
So,
because his
yeah,
cognition was that much better. Imagine
exactly.
having your brain be so inflamed and toxic that you can't even focus well enough to tie your shoes. And then to
Exactly.
see how those things now he has those abilities,
Exactly.
because his brain is healthier. Right.
Exactly. And yeah, and then the brain can change anytime, you
Yeah.
know. And then
It
don't get
can
caught
heal.
up.
This is scientific fact.
Yeah, don't get caught up, guys, for old school stress on people. No, you work on your child.
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
I don't care about because education, he can be educated at any age. You guys go take your master's degree at 40, 50, you know what I'm saying? So education can do anytime. If the brain is at its maximum health, the brain can focus and learn faster. Okay.
Right.
But if the brain is not there, it's not going to happen. I don't care whatever you do. I learned that from my own son, and
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see what he's doing now. you know
Mhm.
he couldn't read, but now he's reading everything. Now I can even leave him at home, Karen,
And
on
he's
by
independent. I
himself.
remember that was your fear, like, what's gonna happen when I'm old someday
Exactly.
and my
Now
son
he
doesn't
stays
have
at
any
home
independence?
all day long. I
Mhm.
don't have to. He has cell phone. He orders stuff from cell phone. He has his own cell phone. He calls me. Before, I could not leave him with
Right,
anybody because he
right.
couldn't speak. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
like, what are they doing to him? That was my
Right.
fear. I know many parents right now, that's their fear. So, but
Yeah.
now I am at peace
Mhm. And
because of,
that is great that you're home
natural
now.
autism. Yeah, because all the things that the information she has on there is insane, guys. It has helped me so much, so much. And I am grateful for you, Karen. Keep up the good work. And I know you put so much into this, but there's no price, you know. I don't know what to say because I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm just happy for being on your program, you know, and then the stuff that I've seen in my child. I know now I don't have to worry for his future.
Right.
I don't.
What
Yes.
So, Nanti, when you had been through so much already, done so much, and hadn't really gotten results, and Kellen was still nonverbal at age 8, and you had been trying all of these other therapies and other things, and nothing was working, what made you feel like you could trust joining the Naturally Recovering Autism membership, that maybe this could make a difference for him? Why did you decide to join it?
Because there are so many things I tried. ILS, I don't know if you know ILS.
Hmm.
Is those protocol where you put the headphones, the yeah. I even have some of their stuff here.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nanti.
I
Mhm.
tried that, it didn't work. I tried so many things, it didn't work. But
Yeah.
it is I wasn't really educated about the food too, you
Mhm.
know? So
Mhm.
even now, my own health, I'm doing very great. And
Yeah.
my daughter, even like my daughter now, she's so alert about things. She doesn't even eat, some of those things anymore. And then she had a weight problem, but now all her weight is fine now because of all these food I was buying for them.
Yeah.
At one time my husband is like, oh my, our daughter is, getting obese, and then even like the doctor said that she was like becoming diabetes. She's gonna get diabetes soon,
Oh,
if
yeah.
but now everybody, we only go to the doctor for our annual checkups. That's it.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
No need
My
because
son is
they're
no
healthy.
sick. Yeah, he never
Yeah,
go. He rarely go. The only thing he has is like seasonal allergies and pollens and stuff. Other than that, he doesn't have any problem. He sleeps all night through well. You know, I mean, I've tried so many other stuff, but this was the breakdown for me, because not only helped my son, he helped me, do better. And now I'm very aware of all these toxins around my house. And then
mhm,
I got rid of all of them. And, I'm eating better,
yeah, it
and
should be the whole family getting healthy,
exactly.
absolutely.
And everybody's doing, but sometimes, my husband, he's still, but I tell you, please don't bring in the house. I
Husbands are the
even bought,
best.
I even bought his refrigerator so he can put some of his stuff there, and
There you go. Separate
in the
that church. Don't
in the
even bring it
basement.
around
And I
the
said,
kids.
please
Yeah,
don't,
they
yeah,
won't see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
go, yeah, that's yours. I told the kids, don't touch that. Yeah,
And I
that's
do
how
appreciate
determined I was.
how persistent and consistent you were with the steps. I remember you saying, because there is, and Yolene actually has just written in here, and she's new to the program. I know. Welcome, Yolene. And she said she's feel like she's done a lot, so many good things already, but no results yet. And yes, the information is a lot, and that it can be confusing. And I vowed to stick with the program. And that, would you say, that is always what I say at every new member, like, follow the steps in the sequential order of the roadmap. If you try to jump around, you're going to not only confuse yourself and get overwhelmed, but it's set up in a sequential way so that we are first supporting the detoxification pathways and strengthening the body before we start further detoxification. So just stick to the steps in their order. It's the easiest and the most effective.
Yes, I'm telling you guys, it's not easy. It hasn't been easy. When I first started, it
Mhm.
was not easy. It was so overwhelming. But you
Right.
have to stick to the each each stage. You have to go through each stage. And
Mhm.
then when you finish that, you're gonna see in your child. I'm telling you, you're
Right.
gonna see in your child. I am there. I'm still, I am there. I'm there in your shoes. Trust me.
Mhm.
My son, one day, maybe what I would do, I would just try to be, like local stuff and do some like awareness of these things, that your child can heal. Maybe I'll call you, I'll reach out to you, Karen, to come and just do a speech for me, because a lot of people are so clueless, and I keep reaching out people, and I'm
Mhm.
like, stop. Even one of my friend, my best friend now, her son is autistic, like
Mhm.
nonverbal. And I told her, I said, you need to get rid of the food. You need to get stuff out of your house, And she started giving him stuff. She stopped all those medication. He's like 20, 22, 21. And the child is now, he's behaving a little better, you know. It's
Yeah.
gonna take time, guys. It's gonna take time.
Right.
You know,
Right.
all this junk you've been putting in their system, it's gonna take time. You
Right.
know, like they said, there's a saying that the Paris wasn't built one day. You know,
Right.
that's what yeah. So it's
Paris, Rome. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
The rope wasn't built one day. So this is gonna take you time, you know, because you haven't, it's been eating all these things, and you know, but the food though is the main thing, and detoxifying. I use activated charcoal. That's what I use. Activated charcoal and a spirulina, and you know, and I was consistent. Honestly, I was very consistent, you know. And if something doesn't work, then I'll wait, you know, couple days. But with the food, I'm still consistent with the food, the right food is and organic. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
yeah, even up to now, I get up
Hmm.
every day 5 o'clock in the morning, fix his food to go to school with. He
Hmm.
has never eaten school food ever.
Good. It is so bad. In fact, I'm releasing a podcast today
Yes,
with new
yes,
studies about how toxic the food is in general
yes.
and the school food. But yeah,
Now I
there's, you
still
know,
wake up every day.
mhm,
He eats berries every single day. Anything that is in season, he eats
mhm,
every day.
right,
Fruits
fresh.
every day. Yeah, vegetable every day. The
Mhm.
only like carbohydrate, bread. I stop the dairy. I stop all those. I stop all those
Yeah.
dairy. We don't eat dairy anymore because I have so many um stomach problem with eating dairy. I love cheese and milk.
Yeah.
Trust me. Cheese, Gouda cheese. I love it, but
Yeah.
I stop all that. We have
Right.
stopped since that. We've never had any, you know, problem, stomach problem like bloating and all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
when I stopped the cheese too, I saw a big, huge, you know, transformation too.
Mhm.
You know, with him.
Right.
So you know,
There's
so
so
this
much more
food,
to
I
know about
know
that.
you think it's good. It's not really good for your body. It's
Right.
not, because I've seen the my child now. I am telling you, if you had seen my child before, you would not believe it's the same child.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, but
Exactly. That's what
even
I would say about mine too. Nobody would even imagine it's the same person now that
exactly, if
was.
we can do it, you can do it. But you
Right.
have to be consistent.
Hmm.
If
Thank
I
you.
can do it, you can do it. I'm telling you. But you have to be faithful to the thing.
Yeah.
You know,
And the
I'm not
steps.
just
There's a
saying
lot.
here to, you know, yeah, it
Mhm.
is a lot. But, you know, there are so many families there, they ask questions, you know, the Q&A stuff where you know, you answer stuff in the thing. It is so good. That one is so good because there are so many people that put questions there. Sometimes I have some question and then I'll go there and then see them is answered. I said, okay, fine. Then and that's it. You know, but
Well,
I
that
go from
is
time to time. Yeah.
the live monthly call we do with the whole community. Everybody sees everybody else's questions and the forum that is
Yes,
available
the
inside the
forum. Yes.
membership program where
Yes.
anybody can ask me their questions 24/7 if they have a question.
Yeah.
We archive all those questions so you can use a search bar, type in any keyword, and you'll have all the questions and answers from previous ones that I've answered for people. You see how much of what you're working with and with your child that all of these other parents are too. So you see that
Yes.
you're not alone. It's this whole community, and you have
Yes.
the support, which I think is really important. And even though
Exactly.
there is a lot, I've taken a very complicated matter and tried my best to make it in the steps, the sequential steps to follow. And this is why it is so important to be consistent and persistent with the steps, because then it
Yes.
won't be overwhelming or confusing. You'll know what to do next. You just follow the steps in the sequential order that they're laid out in.
Yeah, yeah, you can't go without that. You have to follow the sequential order. You have to, you know, and it is so, you know your child more than anybody. You know your child more than the doctor. You know how many hours these doctors are spending with your child. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. That's it. You know? So you know what works for your child, you know what doesn't work. But
Right.
it's a step by step. Me, when they say, oh, like you say sometimes, oh, do gradually. No, when I started the program, I stopped everything. It's not like, try this a little bit, I stopped. It's not good for him. I
Right.
stopped, you
Right.
know? And my
I
husband
say
is
that
like,
because a lot of parents are so overwhelmed with the picky eating issue, and I don't want them to think. Sometimes people think right away they're so overwhelmed they might think I can't do that, so I'm just not going
yeah,
to do it. I
that's
want to make
true.
sure that they don't
My
give
son
up.
wasn't a picky eater. So,
Right.
my son wasn't a picky eater. So I stopped. I stopped completely everything. But
Yeah.
if your child is a picky eater, yes, gradually, gradually. What I used to do, because some of the things Kalan didn't eat was the berries. He didn't like them too much. He didn't like a lot of like kind of berries like that. So I just take it and put it on the table. I said,
Mhm.
if you eat this, I'm going to give you this one.
The
So,
reward. Yeah.
yeah, the reward.
Reward.
So,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
like going outside. So, I'll put on the table. I said, eat this, then I'll go outside.
Mhm.
So that's how he got to used to, eating stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I tried to take it out at school because I wanted to see the results, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
wanted to see the result because when you see one result, it motivates you, it encourages you to do more.
Right. Wow. And I'm sure too, like you said, in 3 months, for the first time at age 8, he started, after you joined the membership program, he started implementing the steps. He started speaking for the first time. He went
Yes,
from being anxiety ridden and hyperactive to calm. Uh,
yes.
and what else happened for him? He could ride a bike, motor
He
skills.
can ride his bicycle. Yeah. He
Now
can,
he's
yeah, he started tying his shoes, stuff
right.
like that. Yes. So when I took, yeah, because those 3 months, I really spend money, like, to do things. And then,
Mhm.
we'll sometimes, yeah, like I said, we'll go to the sauna and then I want him to sweat that stuff out. And
Yeah.
then he was drinking. I stopped all the juice and then all the only water he was drinking, and also the water I get the reverse osmosis. I know that you had a topic on with Dr. Senef about the water.
Right.
Remember?
Water,
Yeah,
pure water, a water
pure,
filter that is clear. That is,
exactly. So
quality is so important. Glyphosate,
yeah,
which
on
I
what?
read
Yeah,
in
on the
water,
membership. Yeah,
food.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
So I now that's what all he drinks.
Mhm.
That's all he drinks. Reverse osmosis. So I got that, and then it's a lot. I know it's overwhelming. I know, but you have to go slow, like she said. Me, I wanted to see the results so fast, so I did what was best for my child. So you do what is best for your child. But don't be discouraged, because if you do, the child is not going to feel better because you're the one buying the food for the child. You're the one doing a lot of stuff for him. So you know your child better than anybody. You know
Mhm.
your child than anybody, even the school. You know your child, how he learned, how
Right.
he can do, yeah, all that. But
This
at
is
school,
why,
don't focus on school. Don't focus,
right,
because if the child is not better, he's not gonna learn.
right.
Me, I go some of the time. I go in the meeting. They say, "Oh, Kayla is like that. He can do this. He can do this." I just listen. I said, "Okay, good. Are you guys done? Okay, thank you. Bye bye."
Well,
So
this is why it's so important and why I educate parents, because the things that, we don't know what we don't know, right? I mean, I have the years of education, and now I take it and just say, here, you have to know these things in order to get the best results. And that's why I say the
yes,
membership program is the absolute best way that I can help parents, bar none of anything I can do. Because it's everything you need to know. You have the steps, but then, like you're saying, with not only all the diet knowledge and all the detoxification, then there's co-infections, and then all of the
yes,
assistance for detoxification, assistance for helping them be calm. All of these other things that are just, even about home health things and home environment protection that people don't even know about,
exactly.
and
The
are
mold and all that stuff.
keeping
Yeah,
their kids sick, and they don't know
yeah,
why their child isn't getting better. And
yeah.
doctors aren't teaching any of
No,
us this.
they're not
We're not
teaching you.
hearing
Oh,
these
no.
things. Right. So you've got to be able to get the education. and know it yourself. So that, and now, Nanti, you're probably like, oh, it's easy now, right? Because you
Oh yeah, I'm
right?
like,
Yes. It
I'm
used
like,
to be difficult, hard, but now you're like, yeah, because you've learned it all. And you're like, okay,
yeah, yeah.
I know it's easy.
Well,
So
the
that's
beginning it wasn't easy. I'm telling you, the first year it was not easy. It was so like I like I said, it took me a month. I took a month to read the whole thing, and then I'm like, I have to do this thing. Um I know I've spent too much money. I said, okay, I think this is my last thing to do because I have not found anything that is like this. I said, let me just focus on this, and then I would see after a year if I see any result. But after 3 months, I started implementing some of these things. I said, "Oh yeah,
yeah.
this
Wow,
is
this works,
working."
right?
Yes,
I know so many people have tried so many things and spent so much money. And what you're
yes,
saying, I hear the term from parents so often when they join this program. I was at the end of my rope. I had tried everything else, nothing had worked. I had spent so much money, and they lose faith and they lose confidence, and they think that everybody's out to scam them because there are a lot of people taking money and not helping, which
yes,
I understand too. And
yes,
so that's why, it's good for them. Like, I have all these testimonials and other people sharing on behalf of the program now, so people can understand what has transpired for people from it, and that
yes.
their child actually can have a chance here.
Yes. And you have the books, the cookbooks that you have there too. You know, I bought
Recipes to
I
cook
bought some of
style.
those books. Yeah, I bought some
Mhm,
of those books and then do it faithfully. So
mhm.
guys, it's just a lot of information that, you know, I some of those information that I have not seen anywhere. I'm telling you guys. I have not seen it anywhere because if I had seen, my child would have been better. I
Right.
work for myself, so I have a lot of time. I can make my time. And then sometimes I'm here nighttime, um, researching. But once I was on natural recovering autism, I stopped doing all that. I stopped, you know, I
Save
just
you
focus
time.
on that. Yes.
Right. Because
And
you're
then
not
I
having
tune
to
out, I
research
tune out
to figure
every
it out.
else. I'm like, let me just focus on this. This
Right.
is more uh realistic because it has all these sequential steps, and it has the community in there. And when you need your monthly
The live call.
uh yeah, monthly call, all that. I said, who does that? Because I have not seen anywhere that they do that.
And the
So
forum where you can ask
exactly,
questions.
and the
I mean,
form,
that's
yes. I'm like,
huge.
who does that? Nobody does that, you
Right.
know. And then you can even share some of the other people there. You can, email them and stuff like that. You can, if you want, you can do all that. But me, I'm telling you, I am very happy with the program. I am very happy, and I don't know if without this, what would I do?
Right.
Honestly, because
What
it's so confusing out there. These doctors are not helping you, so I don't count on these people to help my child. If I don't help my child, they're not gonna help you. They're not. They're not.
I always wonder, like, what would my son's life be like today had I not done this? Like, if you didn't
Yes,
find this, you think Kellen would still be in special ed? He'd be hyper, not sleeping, binging
yes,
meds, not
yes.
independent, and where would the future be for him and you?
Exactly.
It's frightening. A lot of parents have that fear, and their kids are getting older. And I'm here to tell everybody, I've helped parents with their kids are up to age 35, and they're
Yes,
find this, and they're still getting benefits from the program. One
yes.
mom, her son was 27 years old when she found this program, and she had said she had tried everything, nothing had helped. Within a few months in my program, in the Naturally Recovering Autism membership program, her son started speaking for the first time at age
Yeah,
27.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
never too late.
And
People think, oh, my child's older. Is it too late? And it is not too late, ever.
yeah, it's
Never
not
stop.
too late. It's not too late. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you can't cure autism. That's all rubbish to me. Because if you are really, focused and take time and do this step by step, your child will get there.
It's
It's
really
gonna
having
take,
the right
yeah,
knowledge. Right.
it's gonna take time. Don't be discouraged. I'm telling you, it's gonna take time. You know, you have to go slow. You
Yeah.
have to go slow. Like I said, Rome wasn't built one day. It
Mhm.
has, yeah, you have to go slow, but stick to the program. You're gonna see the benefit of it. They have, so even the functional doctor. I didn't know there was functional doctors. Holistic doctor. I didn't know that. You know.
Well, and I have people who've come into the program, they've been working with a functional doctor for like 4 years and not gotten results, yet they've spent a fortune on it. And then
Yeah.
they enter my program and they get results. So some of these, I don't know what some are doing either. And I think the depth of, because I wanted to be an expert on autism because I wanted my son to be better. And so
Yes.
I was relentless with research, and it's been 18 years now of that. And now I take that and I just hand it over in this program to parents so they don't have to spend all that time and money that I had to go through,
Yeah.
and save them a decade or more, on figuring out and all the expense that goes along with it.
And the one that made me, sign up for the membership too, is because you've been there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fact that your son had autism, that's what made me even, jump on the program. I'm like, okay, if she did it for her son, I'm sure I'm gonna do it too. I said,
Right.
there's no there's no person that I can trust more than you know, more than her,
And a
because
mom
at
who's
least
been through it.
she was in my shoe one day, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So you have to, yeah, because these doctors, they don't, some of them don't have, or I don't know all of them, but they don't have autistic kids. I can
Yeah.
relate to them, and then
Yeah.
they will never tell you if they have autistic kids. They will never tell you maybe what they are doing. So honestly, me, I am happy. I am happy. My son now, he stays home by himself. He will do his stuff. He's do his homework. He can speak. And then when I tell the school that he couldn't speak, they they don't believe me.
Right.
They
Wow.
don't.
Because
They
he's
don't believe
speaking
me.
completely well, good now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Right.
He
Yeah. It
had
is. I know.
articulation. Yeah, he had articulation issue. Now they took all that out of his IEP. Yeah, the hyperactivity, the school psychology. They took that out. I was like, what? I said, you're gonna be taking one by one out of his IEP. Then one day the IEP is gonna disappear. And I'm
And now it has, and he's in regular classes
Yes,
and
he's in
regular
regular
school.
classes with with his
Wow.
non-disabled. Yeah, he's
And
so happy.
friends.
He's looking forward to go to school. Now he tells me everything, where they're going. I don't have to worry about sending him to school trips and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But before he was in special school, he used to be in one class, and that's where they used to eat. And then he didn't have, yeah. So one day I was like last year's school, like when he was in seventh grade, and then they wanted still to keep him there. I said, but he doesn't have no more behavioral issue. Why are you keeping him in this program? I mean, in this class, he doesn't have access to go to other class, and he's in middle school. He has to go to different class, math class, reading class. So they was holding him back because other kids didn't have problem with transition. I said, you can't hold him like that. So
Right.
I have to fight the district. And then they tell, oh, he has to go this. I said, it's time to go. His behavior brought him here, no longer behavior. Your psychology said it. He has to go today to be with his non-disabled peer. Because how you want him to progress if
Mm-hmm.
he's now with his non-disabled peers? And
Right.
one thing also, make sure you know your law, each
Mm-hmm.
state law. You have to advocate for your child. Okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you have to know the state law about autism if your
Mm-hmm.
child have any kind of disability, because these people, they don't read these IEPs. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them don't read the IEP. So you have to tell them. So whatever you tell them, that's what they're gonna do. Because me, I told them, don't ever feed my child with no food without my consultation. So that's what that's what they do. They call me, can Kayla eat this? I will say, okay, let him have that, So now it doesn't bother his stomach as much,
Right.
That, but
Well,
I do monthly cleansing though, like from time to time.
good. Oh yeah, you've got to practice prevention for sure.
I
It's
will
not
do
just
cleansing and then all that. I will do monthly cleansing with the activated charcoal steel and drinking a lot of water. So I will put him on like for 2 weeks. Then and after that,
Right.
And then
the binders, there are binders in the program that you can take every day.
Yes.
Charcoal is more short term. They can be more longer term too.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that can be good to know as well. You know, Nanti, thank you so much. Honestly, I truly appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
You're giving back and sharing with, everybody to help inspire them, let them know.
Oh yeah. Anytime you need me to give I'll come to do it, because I want these parents to know that you can cure your child. Your child can be better. Your child can have a full, a fulfilling life, and and be himself. Because if you don't do anything, the system is gonna take over your child once they turn 18, and I did not want that. You know what I'm saying? Because once they are 18, you don't have the right to, because they're adults.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So for somebody who says it's their last step, I'm grateful that they finally found the program, and that they were able to hear you share your inspirational story, and know that every child's level of recovery is different, but all can improve and have a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. And we want to find out what their full potential is. And we don't know that until everything is done on the right program, the right protocol, A to Z, and you followed the steps thoroughly. So thank you again, Nanti, for being here and sharing.
No problem. Good luck, everybody. Thank you, guys.